ambassadors panel, but before I bring the panel up, I want to first bring my co-host up. I wanted to get everybody's attention with this mic, but I'm actually going to move, and so I'm not going to use this microphone. Can everyone hear me in the back? Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, use my teacher voice, because I need to be able to stand up and make sure that everyone can hear me. All right, so I'm going to first ask my co-moderator to come up with me. This is one of the presenters who you just saw. For those of you who were at the expo that we just had before the tea break, we just saw youth who are using their academic skills. They're using their own academic skills, 21st century skills, as well as third millennium skills to learn about issues that negatively impact the community and also take action in order to advocate and move the needle towards change. So this is all about community-based education. It's all about elevating and empowering youth to be able to not only learn, but also take action, to be more active in the community. So just a little bit of background about community-based education. First of all, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for all coming back. My name is Dr. Ife Damon. Before I tell you a little bit about community-based education and movement, I want to first just ask everyone to give a round of applause to all of the presenters who presented during the expo. Thank you. I'm so proud of these young people for wanting to take change, to want to take action, and want to collaborate with the community in order to make change. And so my name again is Dr. Ife Damon. I'm the founder and community-based education CEO of the community-based education movement. So community-based education movement started in 2022, and the focus of the movement is bringing the community and the curriculum together. So for those of you who may have heard me speak in the opening ceremony, you heard me talk about the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. And so we all know that phrase, and we all know it to be true. And this is what is reflected with the community-based education movement, because the community is missing in the classrooms. Okay, we have classrooms, we have the teachers and things like that, but the community also have assets that students can benefit from. And so the community is needed in the classroom. But I also said not only does it take a village to raise a child, it also takes a child to raise a village. And so what that means is that we need the youth in the communities. Of course, yes, the youth already live in the communities and things like that, but we need youth to uplift the communities. And we need students specifically to do that because they're in school anyway. So why not utilize school time in order to help elevate students to elevate their communities, to empower their communities and improve their communities. So it's about not just the village raising the child, but the child raising the village, and that's why our model is raising the child in the village together. So the youth that have presented, they participated in the community advocacy project. And so with that project, students have to first identify an issue that negatively impacts their community. Then they have to conduct research on the issue. And so for me, as a doctor, I like for youth to do doctoral level type of research. And so the students had to collect quantitative data. So you saw their graphs. They had to collect qualitative data, so you may have seen quotes and things like that. They had to collect this data from both primary sources and secondary sources. So these are real researchers. These students have done real research, but it doesn't stop there. So once they conducted the research, that allowed them to be able to make an informed decision about how they wanted to take action. And so the students were all a part of the project, is not just learning, but taking action in order to improve your community. And so the students took action, but those who come to a community-based education expo, like we had earlier today, they also are charged to have a call to action for the community to help further their causes. So some students have petitions, some students may have social media that you follow. The call to action varies depending on the students and how they feel that the community can best support their efforts. So this is what these young people have engaged in, and I am so proud of all of them. And so we're going to now have two panels. The first panel is the student ambassadors panel, so this will be an all-student panel, and they will share their experiences about engaging in this project. All right, so the first thing I want to do is first just invite my co-moderator up, who is Helen. So Helen, please come on. So Helen, as I just shared, she's not only my co-moderator for this portion, but she's also a student. She is a CBE student ambassador who engaged in this project. And so Helen, I would like for you to just share a little bit about yourself as well as your project. Okay, you can. If you're, I don't know if you're as loud as me, but if you're not, please speak into the microphone.
All right, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
So, hello everyone. My name is Heman. I'm here representing the Ababa International Academy. And before I spoil anything about our research, let me just talk about our scientific part. The final solution that I've worked on for hours. So, my solution is to create a reusable, biodegradable, cost-efficient pad that can be accessible to many in Ethiopia. And right now, we have finished the model and we're contacting industries and factories to actually print it. So, most of you here are Ethiopian, so you might wonder what's actually in the pad that makes it biodegradable as well as reusable. That is water hazard. When we have and mulch, the one that's been flooding Anna. And what we're doing is we're using the water hazardous fiber and creating a reusable pad that we can distribute in rural areas, and also creating a pad that's comfortable, because we chose mulch specifically for one and main reason. That is, it has 512% of absorption. So if we only have 30 grams of mulch, we can absorb around, does anybody know the maths? 150 grams of water or any kind of blood. So in order to create this, I personally have worked with the lab technicians and obviously my team, that they've been helping me a lot in creating a final structure layered model. And today, I'm going to be asking them questions and I'm wanting to know what their opinions are about the research. And they'll tell you more about what they did on their social activities than what they did on science. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's all. Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Okay, awesome. Thank you. And so as you can see, just from our co-moderator sharing what she just shared, this type of work, we have youth can be empowered now. As I said earlier today, people like to say that children are the future, but this is a prime example of how children are the now. She's not waiting to say, oh, when I'm 25 years old, then maybe I can start to do something to solve this problem. She's saying, how can we solve this problem now? And so, without any further ado, Kevin, can you please call the panelists up?
So our CBE student ambassadors are going to be Frituna. Please come up to the stage. Emmanuel.
So when you hear your name, please come up.
Ahla. And Gutu. And finally Ahia.
So panelists, I'm going to ask again in advance to please try to keep your answers to 2 minutes, okay? Just because of time. And we're already behind schedule just from the entire day. All right, thank you.
So thank you everyone for contributing to the CBE movement a community advocacy project, and I would like all of you to start introducing yourself, your name, your school, your age, and also the project topic that you're currently working on, and why you personally chose those topics. Start with Emmanuel. Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you for. First of all, I would like to say thank you for your presence. My name is Amani Tafisa. I'm grade 12 student in General Tafisa Comprehensive Secondary School in Addis, Ababa, Ethiopia. And I'm 17 years old, and my project topic is titled "The Bridging the Digital Divide in Schools." And the reason why I choose or why I select this topic is because technology plays a great and crucial role in the education today that give students in government or public schools still lacks access to these digital devices or digital tools. So I believe bridging these gaps can create an equal and fair learning opportunities for all students across all schools.
Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Kufu Abraham Abraham. I am a grade 11 student from General Texas Secondary School, and my topic is reducing substance abuses and risky behaviors. And I choose this topic is because substance abuse has become one of the most present social and educational challenges in our communities. Many students are exposed to cigarette, chat and alcohol at young age due to the peer pressure and the easy access around schools.
Thank you very much, Ahia.
Considering that I do not have a mic, I would project my voice. Can everybody at the back hear me? Greetings, everyone. My name is Ahyan Najib. I'm an 11th grade student at Ababa International Academy. I am 15 years old. For our community advocacy project, we chose the topic availability and affordability of sanitary pads for marginalized women and girls. We chose this topic because it is a serious issue that affects millions of women and girls, not only in Ethiopia, but across many developing countries. Menstrual hygiene products should be a basic necessity, yet for many, they are a luxury. This lack of access can lead to girls missing school, women facing health risks, and the continuation of stigma around menstruation. We believe that every woman deserves the right to manage her period safely and with dignity. By raising awareness and advocating for affordable sanitary products, we can help improve education, health, and gender equality in our communities. Our goal is to promote understanding, push for change, and support initiatives that make menstrual hygiene accessible to all.
Thank you very much, Ahia. Fortuna, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fortuna. I'm also an 11th grader from the Ababa International Academy, which means we've been working on the same topic project as I had mentioned right now. And we believe this topic is something that affects every single one of us in this room. It does not matter if you're a female, it does not matter if you're a male, because this is something that concerns everyone, whether you have sisters, mothers, partners, and everyone. So even before we were in this community-based education forum, we've been working on something similar to provide resources for female and underfunded people. So we truly understood that this issue was deep-rooted. It was not just a surface level, oh, we need to provide pads for females, but also something that needed to be worked on our mentality, our awareness level, and further create a change and create a safe environment for all women to actually be proud of who they are and just advocate for their equality.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for having this opportunity. My name is Ahmed Suleiman, and I'm a grade 12 student in General Telsabur Secondary School. And my community advocacy project topic is about strengthening support for students' life. And I chose this topic because my students, including my friends, are facing the same problem on their when they learn. So we need to strengthen we need to work on these things, and this topic more focused on the problems that students face, especially with the families in the social in the society, and we more focus on these issues. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to all the panelists, and thank you for introducing yourselves, for sharing a little bit about your research. So I'd like to ask for each of you to share your experiences with collaborating with others to complete this project, because community-based education is about community. So it's not about doing research in isolation, it's about doing research together, learning together, and growing and improving together. And so I wanted to know if you can share about how you completed the project by collaborating with others, how did you delegate duties, for example, within the team, and in what ways did you collaborate with others outside of your group? And so I'm going to just start, we're going to start with Fatuna and move all the way down, okay? Thank you.
All right. So regarding collaboration topics, our team just decided to let the Ethiopian out to us. I mean, we all know the saying, "Hamsalui Lamsa Social Lamsa Sugito" type of situation, which for those of you that seek for translation, which means 50 lemons are a load for one person, but for 50 people, they are jewels. So we just did that as a philosophy behind how we actually worked, and we all started by asking ourselves, which lemon can I carry the best? Which means, which skill do I really work best on? Is it researching? Is it public relation? Is it the scientific aspect? So we chose that, and then we started working on it. But then our collaboration, once it was done among ourselves, we did not just stop within our school, but we went further out of our school wall, and then we started reaching out to television programs, radio shows, a lot of influencers and celebrities. Any connection we had to exert it, because at the end of the day, we wanted as many as voices as possible to echo our central objective. So through all of these efforts, at the end, we all shared our burdens or our big pile of lemons, and then turned it into something beautiful, turned the agony of women's pain into the way of lemons that became jewels of impacts, awareness, and more than all, one collective purpose we all have for each other.
Okay, so in my personal opinion, our team had excellent teamwork, so collaboration was never really a problem. And we divided our duties, as Fortuna has mentioned, based on each member's strengths and weaknesses, which made our work far more efficient and far more effective. Some of us focused on research, others on raising awareness, organizing events, or preparing flyers, posters, and presentations and such. However, while our teamwork did go smoothly, working with outside organizations was slightly more challenging. So we reached out to several groups, notably schools and such, hoping to collaborate or offer our support. And we reached out to offer our support, but we usually got rejected because they didn't want to seem like they needed help, and they were a bit prideful. And we realized that pride can get in the way of progress, and all we needed to do was persist and try to make through. So far, our persistence hasn't really given way with the schools, but we're still trying, and we'll keep on going until we succeed.
Okay, thank you. When we pass to the next for what Dr. Ife asked that, I should say collaboration is the necessary thing. And I really like the idea that Fortuna came up with about the 50 lemons. Through our project, the collaboration was very important. We worked closely with my group members by discussing ideas and sharing responsibilities for each other, and even support each other in every step that we take. We face different challenges, and we came up all those challenges by working together in unity and collaboration, and even we take different well-skilled decisions because we work together. And the other thing, we decide our duties based on each person's strengths, as I can say it now. Every person just try to do. We just classify our duties on what the best we can do it. For example, some were collecting information from the students by questionnaires, and the other were writing interviews, and the others was trying to just define for the students and even the teachers what are the ideas and the main goal of this research. And even the others were doing also the same thing as the strengths of that we have it and as we're still on it. The other thing, we also work it with the other people out of the team. For example, we try to communicate with the other students out of the team, and even teachers, and even we try to communicate with the parents of the students in their ideas. Really give strength and meaningful thing for our research.
Actually, working on this project has taught me teamwork and also collaboration as well as responsibility. Responsibility, and we divided duties, our responsibilities into different parts. So mention some of them as cluster distributors, as data collectors, data analyzers, and also competition collectors and interviewers. And I mainly coordinate the data coordinates in this process. So outside the group or outside this group, we collaborate with different stakeholders such as teachers, students, as well as school coordinators and leaders and community members to gather real information and real data. That's about how the digital divide affects the students and also the education in government schools or in public schools.
Working on this project was valuable team experiences. Each of us brought different strengths, some focused on data collections, others on analysis. We had a communicate regularly, plan our activities carefully, and support one another to meet deadlines. Collaboration taught us patience, respect for different opinions, and the importance of listening. This we also learned that teamwork makes community research more effective because it allows us to see the issue, substance abuse from multiple perspectives as students, as member of the school community, and as youth concerned for peer pressures. And when began by identifying we needed to be done, such as designing the questions, collecting data from students, analyzing the results, and preparing the reports and the presentation. Then we assign based on each person's skills and interests. For example, some members were responsible for surveying and interviewing students, others for recording and summarizing responses, while a few focused on analyzing the data, preparing the charts. As the project leader or representative, I helped coordinate tasks, ensure the communications among the members, and check our progresses. This clever division duties place us stay organized and finish the project successfully. We collaborate with several peoples outside our groups. First, we work with teachers and the school administration who helped us distribute questionnaire and they gave us permission to conduct the study. Second, we engage students from our schools who share honest opinions that made our research more meaningful. This collaboration helped us understanding that reducing substance abuse requires everyone, not just students, to work together. It also strengthens our communication and the leadership skills, which are key parts of our community-based education.
Thank you very much for your opinion. And I really believe that collaboration is a key part of community. And I'm glad to handle it. So my next question is gonna be, when you were doing your research, what did you find the most interesting? And what actually sort what made you think this is amazing, this is something that I've never explored? And after the research, what actions did you take in order to address the problem or issue that you've identified? As well as for everybody here and for the community, what's your action? What's your call to action? And I want to start from
Thank you again. What I found most interesting was that even though all students live with their parents may still report seeing or knowing peers who use substances. And also this shows that parent presence alone does not guarantee protection. Social influence and environmental play a big role. I was also surprised to find that cigarette and the chat where the most commonly used substances, while access mainly came from shops near schools and from friends, not from homes. And also, this highlights how the community environment can influence students' behavior more than family alone. And also, a part of this community-based project, we organize awareness discussions with students, teachers, and their partners about the danger of substance abuses. We also worked on sharing the findings with school administrators to help improve monitoring near to school shops, encouraging the creation of peer support clubs that promote positive behavior and counseling, and also collaborating with local community members and shop owners to discourage selling substance to minors. And also this action helped to start conversation about how everyone, parents, teachers, students, and community leaders can play a role in prevention. And also the fifth question where, what is your call to action for community? My call to action is for the whole community to take shared responsibility for protection our youth. Parents should communicate openly with their children and monitor their social interactions. Schools should provide regularly life skill and counseling sessions. Local authorities should regulate shops near school to reduce access to harmful substances. And the youth groups and the community-based education movement members should continue to educate and inspire positive peer influences. And the last one, substance abuse is not just a school problem, it is a community problem that requires community actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Call to action. And I want to ask Ayhan from your piece of research, what did you find the most interesting? Can you please explain?
Okay, so for our team, as well as me, the most interesting challenge, and I've mentioned this before, was that some organizations were so prideful that they would not accept help, even when it was clear that they needed it. Before this, I knew that people could get prideful. It is human nature to a point. But during these interactions, our team learned that there truly is no limit to how prideful they can get. Our actions were originally directed towards schools, but that wasn't very fruitful for a while, so we broadened our scope towards the vulnerable female population in general. And we believe and we call for the people who have it in their ability to help, whether they be here or whether they're going to be listening to a recording or such. Dignity should not be a luxury, and we should make sure that it does not stay so.
Thank you very much, Ayhan. Want to add anything else?
Yes, for sure. Because the other eye-catching thing that we found during this research was the fact that over the past 3 years, mind you, just 3 years, the price for pets increased by 75%, which is a crazy inflation rate considering how most people can't afford such necessities. And to top all of that, the government considers pets as non-essentials, which means pets will be having VAT, or what we consider as value-added tax of 15% rate on these pets, because the government does not think it's not an essential. So when we first heard that, we were honestly so shocked, because how can something so essential for health, education, and just daily dignity of women be treated as luxury, truly? So the implications are really clear. So there will be a percentage rise in the amount of girls that will be in schools, the amount of women that will be attending work, and just generally the amount of people that are forced into silence by financial situations. So primarily, when we started this thing, our action was based on charity. Yes, we wanted to raise funds and then distribute the products, but then also we wanted to tackle the root source for the reason most women don't really have the access, which is the policy contradictions and public perceptions that makes menstruation an economic barrier for most of us. So we started the conversation and planned on creating awareness, challenging policies, and do the things. Of which, by the way, is we what truly moved us was seeing how this advocacy unites people. Even during our school campaigns, more boys were willing to cooperate more than any time, which was quite surprising, because now we understand most people have the awareness, they just don't know what to do, they don't know where to start. So we wanted to form that group. So you can see some of the actions we've been doing on Instagram, which is our handle is one for her underscore campaign. And basically, it's a challenge in which when a woman that can afford pads buy one for herself, she'll be saving even a singular piece of pad because we have the saying when it's a drop a collection of water droplet that forms an ocean. So even that one pad you have, you can collect that and then save it for another time so that it can be donated to the people that cannot afford it. So that's my call for action for everyone here. Also, even the way we refer to our planet, we call her Mother Earth. So, which remind us that nurturing and life-giving essence of womanhood. So, while we're calling our own Earth Mother, how can we be neglecting the dignity and the respect that we have for her daughters? So, that's my call for action. Everybody to participate in campaigns that it can they can buy for themselves. You can buy one single pad and be part of something big that's going to be changing the lives of thousands and millions of women, both in Addis and Ethiopians.
So thank you very much for Tuna for one for her action. And Ahlam and Amaya, I think you better go answers. What did you find the most interesting, Ahlam? Throughout your research and what action that you want to take?
The most interesting thing that I found in this research is that my students are facing the same challenge. Like, for example, as I'm working on strengthening strengthening support for students' life, I just see that students are facing the same challenges like stress, addiction, lack of motivation, and especially family problems. And even I'm really surprised when I know these problems are the problems that most of students face it, especially my close friends. This research let me know that also my friends are in the same challenge. They're facing the same problems. So this is where I get it more interesting. And the other thing is that when we go to the action that I take it, personally, I try to communicate more closely with the students. Just try to share some ideas with them, their problems, and how to solve it. And even I try to communicate with their parents. And as a team, we try to just create awareness discuss among students about balancing school life, staying positive, and seeking help that we needed. And the other, the call to action that we take it, the call to action that I just want for the community is for everyone, like teachers, parents, and even other community members, including students, means our friends. The friends of those students that are facing this challenge, addiction, stresses, lack of motivation, and even the students that are facing a problem like family issues. So what I want to tell you as you need to take it as action is to join hands in supporting students' mental, social, and even emotionally support these students and let them communicate with you because I believe that communication is all we need in every relation, whether you're partners, families, parents, friends, everything can be solved if there is a clear and brief communication between each single person. So that's my call to action. Thank you.
Thank you, Alam, very much. And I think you're right. Having the same problem, everybody here having the same problem, if you don't know that other people are going through it, you actually feel like you're the only one suffering. And I think that's a right. That's probably the most interesting thing that I've also heard. So, Amalia, can you please tell us?
Okay, thank you. I found it most interesting that many students or are eager to learn using this digital devices, but lack access to these devices are a challenge, and also such lack of an internet is considered as solid. But we took such an action by holding awareness sessions to encourage the school to share digital tools and use free online resources and share their ideas. So what I recommend as a call to action is for the community to support the access or digital access for students throughout the nation, as well as training and also creating digital spaces for learning students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was
provide some insight into your research and especially your action and your call to action. And I just want to say to our guests, please be sure to answer that call to action. Everything that has been shared, as you see, is something that's very relevant. A lot of it is focused on youth, but it's also so much that is also focused on adults. And so these are things that impact all of us. And we all need to take a hand in elevating this so that we can see change. So thank you all for sharing that call to action. So this is our last question for the panel. And I'm going to again start from Fortuna and just go that way just for the sake of time. How can community-based education projects like this prepare students to be global citizens? And why should schools focus on community-based education projects like this?
All right, so most of us here, whether high school, university, have gone through research programs, so we understand that we acquire a lot of technical skills such as communication with others, researching skills, and all of that technical set of skills that we need to progress in life. But more than anything, such types of projects truly teach us, which is empathy. So the ability to understand that there are lives beyond ours. For example, in this scenario, we come from a school that provides us all of the necessities that we need during menstruation times. But now we have to understand that there's life beyond our thinking, that there are other peoples that are actually living this life and they're not just something that are on the textbook as a sample thing. And that our small acts is what truly creates change. So community-based education gives us the opportunity to learn by doing it instead of by just thinking of it, and to connect what we study with what our society actually needs. And more importantly, it helps us recognize that being a global citizen isn't just about crossing borders and going beyond and to other countries, but it can just start within your school, it can just start within your family, it can just start with the building you're living on. So yeah, I absolutely do think that these types of things should be more included, these type of projects should be more of in our school curricula, because they do not just teach us what to know, but they also teach us what to do in the world that we're living in. Because at the end of the day, our advocacy is not just about paths or policies in our scenario. It's about dignity, and dignity, like education, it should never be a privilege. It should be something that everybody has promised when they come to our earth to live on.
This community-based education project can help people with many skills. Noting a few: teamwork and collaboration, leadership skills, confidence, and in my opinion, the most important skill to have, networking. The skills a student can gain from this kind of experience is invaluable. They're just the skills necessary not just for survival in the real world, but to thrive in the world. Schools would be doing their students a big favor by helping them do these kind of projects, and it's a win-win situation for everyone. The students gain some of the most important life skills, the community gets assistance, and for the school, seeing your student reach high places is quite a big marketing strategy.
Okay, as we said at the first, this community-based education is all about collaboration. We work in team. We just work together. So, as I think, to make this community-based education can help students be global or global citizens by different ways. Like, for example, by teamwork, collaboration, they teach us how to work as a team, how leadership, how empathy, and even how we can solve the problems. For example, when we working on this research, the first thing that we did was collecting data from different places, students, teachers, schools, community members, and even others. So in this way, we just know how to collect the data from different places. And the other thing, how to dig out the burning issue from this information. Which one is a real problem? So we learn. The second thing that we learn is just how to know which one is the burning issue from this collected data. Then we try to discuss on it how to solve these problems, what gonna be solutions, and how can it be more familiar with us, with our cultures, and with our how can it match with our social lives. That's what we discuss on it. So I believe that this community-based education can help us just to practice more teamwork, collaborate with each other, share different ideas, even meet new friends from new schools, and that's it. And the other thing, schools, you're right, schools need to just focus on such new experiences. They can get new experiences, they make new friends, they become global, and the other thing, they will find the solution for the problems that's happening in the real world. That's where I believe in it. Thank you.
Thank you. As Ms. Alan has mentioned, project is very crucial and it helps the students to become the global citizens, and also by teaching, as she mentioned, by teaching teamwork, collaborations, as well as problem solving, and also the leadership throughout the issues. So they also connect this. They also connect local challenges, and also like the digital divide to go on those such as quality education and equality. So in general, yes, schools should focus on such a project is like this because prepare students not only to learn but also to create a change in their community and also beyond their society. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all the panelists as well as our moderator. I'm going to ask everyone if you can please join me in giving our moderator and panelists a round of applause for their amazing work. You may all please, thank you, take your seats. Thank you so much. We're going to save the Q&A for after if we have time, just because of the time, okay? So for anyone who does have burning questions that you would like to ask the youth, please hold until we get through the other panel, and if we have time, then we'll ask them. If not, then you can ask them directly. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to have our community-based education collaboration panel next. But just give me a moment. I just want to make sure everybody, we're all family. So I'm recording in the back. I just want to make sure it's still recording. So please just give me one moment to check. Thank you. And I'm just going to kind of talk as I'm walking. I'm a teacher, so this is what I do. And so I just want to say that these youth, this is the first student ambassador panel in the world for community-based education. And so I'm so proud of these youth for highlighting the research that they've done, the actions that they are taking, that they have taken already, and that they continue to take. And I just want you to ask you all to please just again give a round of applause. Thank you for your patience with that. Okay, so now we are going to begin our second panel for the Community-Based Education Forum, and this is the collaborative panel. And so on this panel, you will hear from some more students who participated in the community advocacy project, but in addition to that, you will also hear from educators who collaborated with the youth to help empower them to be able to complete this project, as well as community partners and university partners who have collaborated with the youth to help them to complete this project. Because again, this is about community. And so with community-based education movement, the focus is always students, educators, and community partners. And community partners includes everyone else. Okay, so if you say about parents, community partners. What about anything else that you think of? Those are all community partners. So it's always about everyone being a part of this movement so that we can continue to help raise the child in the village together. All right, so without any further ado, I'm going to first ask my next co-moderator to come up, and that is Bereket. Can you please come up? And everybody please give Bereket a round of applause. So before we begin the panel, I would like to just ask you, Bereket, you can have a seat right here, where you can stand for this part, to please just share a little bit about the research that you participated in and anything that you would like them to know.
Thank you.
Yes, you can sit down.
Good afternoon. My name is Baraka Sisai. I am a 12 grade 12 student and at Ababa Secondary School. And just thank you for giving this chance. And my research topic is education challenges and opportunities. Under that, so many challenges and opportunities to the education. For example, under that, the challenges, for example, the lack of materials and the laboratories is the challenge around urban area and rural area. That's not equity. Under that, the urban area is broad than the rural area, and after the opportunity, the opportunity of the education is like to access the materials and the things.
Thank you so much, Veritas, for sharing a little bit about your research. And so now I'm going to ask you if you can call the panelists up to the panel. So now our collaborative panel, we're going, as Veritas calls your name, please begin to come and sit. Thank you.
Yemima, Milka, Fatima, Miss Allen, Mr. Wilson, Miss Hermila, and Professor Adam. Please come up. Again, thank you. I just going to the first question on the panel. The first question is, thank you for contributing to the participants' civic community advocacy, and please share your name, organization, topic, and collaborators, and why you decided to participate in the community advocacy project. Let's start from new.
I'm sorry, just for a moment, because I would prefer for you to. I would like for you to sit with your collaborating students. So if you two can switch, and you two can just move down one so that you can sit right next to me. Thank you for that. I'm gonna start with Margaret.
Ready?
Ready?
Please
why did I decide to participate in CBE, community-based education, as a gift for Africa, I can say so. Taking this chance to be part of it is like building the next generation, building, contributing something to the next generation and the current generation, plus building a country. So I take it that way, and for me, it's a privilege to be part of it, to take this chance. Did I miss any question?
Thank you. Okay, the next. Milka.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for this golden opportunity. My name is Milka Adamu. I'm graduating student studying at Medallion Secondary School and also representing our organization. My topic is transforming global media for educational impact. So I decided to engage with CB community advocacy project because I believe awareness can change biggest things. So media is the one of the biggest tool. That's why I decided to engage with the CB community advocacy project.
Okay, thank you. The next.
Hello everyone and good evening. This is me, Milka Kantali from Ishkogo Selective Boarding School. Actually, I'm in university right now. I began this research when I was in high school, and I'm doing it still today because I'm really into it. And why I joined this movement, which is the CPE movement, is because I have a big desire to work on the community-based education. It's because I believe that working on the environment, working on ourselves is the big thing to change the lifestyle and everything we live. So I think going through this movement is not just to do some projects, but to work furthermore, changing the environment to be a better society in here.
Okay, thank you. And the next.
Am I audible? Thank you very much. Am I audible at the back? All right. My name is Addis from Wachomo University. I'm a lecturer and a researcher at Wachomo, and I wanna give great pleasure and thanks to Dr. Ife, who is the founder of community-based education movement. If you give the thanks, please, once. Which is an amazing project which can have impact on generation. That's why we need to focus on community-based education. So I'm advisor for Geneva, working on sustainable waste management, particularly focusing on reducing plastic pollution on different parts of the country. Of course, plastic pollution seems fleeting for everybody, but it is civic challenge. It's becoming a civic challenge. As you know, as we think Corona, which is the challenging one, the world, maybe plastic pollution after the end of the year may have some unmanageable impact on the generation. That's why we need to focus on reducing plastic pollution, which is sustainable reduction of plastic pollution. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And the next.
Thank you. So before I start my answers, I want to say I'm really proud to be in the CEB movement, and also I'm really proud of our team, the Lebawi International students. You guys really did an amazing job. So my name is Ms. Helena, representing the Lebawi International Academy. I am a co-curricular activity coordinator in our school. I remember when the question was why I was interested in collaborating with the CEV movement and doing the research. So I remember meeting Dr. Ife last year when we were celebrating Black History. Doctor, you remember celebrating Black History, right? Yeah. All right. So she was talking about the CEV movement, the Millennium Goals, and everything. So that is what our school is working on. So I just reached out to her and decided to do the project. So the other reason is, as a teacher and as a woman, I do believe that TADs are really essential to women. It can affect her educational goals. When a woman, when a girl misses school 3 or 4 days of a month because of the period, it can take her ability to learn, it can take her confidence and everything. So I was really proud of our topic, that's availability and affordability of sanitary pads. The other reason is our school really believe in interact, become and reflect. It really believe that the students can come up with a solution that we adults do not see. And also I believe that education is not confined in only textbooks. I believe that it's beyond that. So this research really helped the students to see that point. The CEV movement is really perfectly structured for this learning process, which is outside of the classroom. Thank you. I will move on to my student, Fatima.
Hello, good everybody. Before I start with introducing myself, I believe that greetings comes first. Greetings to every single person here. Thank you so much for being here and not turning a blind eye to the topic that we'll be talking about. I would like to thank Dr. Ife for giving us this opportunity, not only for our extracurriculars, but it is actually a very pressing issue. And I would like to thank every single person in this committee and every single person in this room for being present. Everyone that flew in, everyone that came from their houses, and everyone that just wants to be here just to listen to the topic. So moving on to introductions. My name is Fatima Farid. I represent Ababa International Academy. I am an 11th grader. So our project focused on the topic availability and affordability of sanitary products for marginalized women and girls. I decided to engage with the CVE Community Advocacy Project because period poverty remains a pressing issue that affects both dignity and educational opportunities of young women. When girls are forced to miss school because they cannot access proper sanitary products, it creates a significant barrier to equality and empowerment. This topic means so much to me because I have worked on this topic last year, which is also where our credibility comes from. Last year, we conducted a project very similar to our topic now. Last year, we worked on a successful fundraiser that raised over 800,000 birr for charity, for women, and for orphans. I do believe that is a very successful project, especially if it was for sophomore students, for 10th graders, and it showed me that we are able to bring change no matter how young we are. So we donated it to Mudai Charity, 800,000 in sanitary products, food, diapers, and baby wipes. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you to all the panelists for your introductions and a summary of the research. So my next question for each of you, and we'll start with Fatima and move our way down, is what barriers did you face in doing the project? And how did you overcome those barriers?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Obviously, when it comes to a project, there is going to be some downsides, and there are going to be, not everything is unicorns and sparkles. So one of the main barriers that we have encountered was the social stigmas surrounding menstruation. Many people were uncomfortable discussing the topic openly, which made community engagement a bit challenging. To address this, we approached the issue with sensitivity and empathy, ensuring that discussions were respectful and inclusive. We focused on raising awareness and normalizing conversations about menstrual health in safe and supportive spaces. Another challenge we faced was managing time effectively. Balancing academic responsibilities with project activities required discipline and organization. Our team established a clear schedule, divided roles, and used online tools to maintain consistent communication. These measures allowed us to work efficiently despite our busy routines. So while we're still on this topic, I would like to thank every single one of my teammates that has stayed up till 11 p.m. or whatever time it was to conduct meetings, and every single lunch break that was missed in order for us to conduct our research. Thank you to my teammates. Can we please have a round of applause for my teammates? Thank you very much.
All right. So Fatima stated briefly about our barriers. So it was scheduling. Scheduling was the biggest challenge we faced because these students have a project. I, as an educator, have a project in a school. So I want to give applause for Mr. Adil and Mr. Addis that unfortunately cannot be here. They were helping us with the research, how to do research with the. Okay. So going to the partners, finding partners to do the project. So really, thank you, Mr. Adil and Mr. Addis. So the second one that we were facing was the institutional defensiveness. So the institutions that we were going was they didn't want to believe that the problem really existed. They were very being defensive that yes, we do have a teacher to provide this, yes, we do have a cloud to provide this, but in reality it wasn't real. That's the second. The third one is dishonesty. So that's it. I'll move on to the next speaker. Right?
Thank you very much. There are many challenges that we face during the project. Of course, most of the people, including me, of course, at the very beginning, we are not aware about plastic pollution and there's waste problems at the challenge. That may not be a great job, but creating awareness is another counter or reaction upon plastic pollution and its severity. And the other one is time and availability and budget issue. And the other one is bureaucracy with organizations or institutions. Of course, we try to manage some of it. Thank you very much.
Okay. The first problem which I face is I wasn't getting the energy which I was looking from the people who are mainly having the power to implement this project. As I told you, in my high school life, I was so dedicated working on the research, and the most of part was to change my environment, working on the better things to make a better future. So I was looking a lot of problems made because of plastics, because we use them and we throw them. We don't use it for better purpose, and that was the main problem I was facing. So when I'm making and conducting a research, I see a lot of new and unique things about plastics, and I get to know more about the microplastics, so which I conducted to work on the microplastics and their effects on the land masses, which are mainly agriculture. And then when I go to make it happen on the reality and to project and also to work it, there was a lot of people who I asked them to work, and they, actually they don't even take to refuse, because even today, one thing I was looking from, if you were attending on opening ceremony, if I can try talking on there, I was looking her energy, she was experiencing something, and the energy means a lot of things for us, because if you have the knowledge, only that thing is not working. So if you have the energy to share, it's gonna work. So when I perceived that she was doing things on energy, I feel that this project will be happening on real life. So that was the main thing which bring me today. So happier. So That was the main problem. People know about the plastic, but they are not energetic to work and to implement it, to bring it out and to be functional. So that was it. And the project to maintain it to be come through, I began to work with students, talking to them, and I'm so happy and glad to share that our high school director is today here because he respectfully accepted my request. And I want to say thank you for that. So I'm implementing my work. Thank you. One of the main challenge I faced during my project was data collection process and time shortage and also misunderstanding of students. But I prepare questionnaires for students, gathering them together and explaining every question carefully so they could understand. It was not easy. I even sacrificed my lunch time and missed some of my classes. But I was not alone. My teammates, Rutu, Aman, Ahlam, and also Mami, as we love to call her, Alam Zahai, Naba, Mina, they worked hard with me. They also sacrificed their time and their energy. So please can you clap for them? Together as an urban member, we support each other and prove that there is teamwork, passion, and purpose. Nobody can stop us.
So the question is, what was your prior year? Actually, my role was facilitating. Armor was in charge of facilitating the project, and I can't remember any prior year. Instead, appreciation. I have an appreciation. Let me take this opportunity to appreciate, starting from Dr. Ite. As we were going through the process of doing this project, for me, it was my first time, and I was learning a lot of things from the students, but my appreciation again goes to you for bringing CBE, community-based education. I did say that many times, but I would love to say it again and again, because you deserve that. Thank you so much for working so hard for bringing CBE all the way from the States to Africa, tracing back to serve your people. So my big appreciation goes to her and to the rest of the students, especially from 4 high schools, government high schools, General Addis, Medhani, Ntoto, Dilber. These all schools are not international schools or private schools. We know as Ethiopians the difference between private schools and government schools, but they broke that whatever cycle we have got in the society. And my big appreciation again goes to you all for working so hard, for showing your strength, and for making this project go smoothly. And here we are today celebrating your hard work, the result. And I would like to say thank you to all those who I think have left already. The Addis Ababa Education, excuse me, I think we have Ato Burhanu from Addis Ababa Education Bureau, who's here, who has been supporting us very well to let this project go smoothly instead of letting it feel the barriers. So I would love to say that again. So no barriers, but I took the opportunity to say thank you. I think there's another question, right?
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And next, we're going to.
I just want to echo Barricade and say thank you to the panelists, but I also want to answer my own question. Thank you. The barriers, because this movement is something that I started. It's a vision of mine, and this is a dream come true to have this moment, to see. And this is for everyone. When you have it, especially the youth, when you have a vision of something and it may not even exist, and you're naturally going to have thoughts of no, don't do that. Those thoughts arose in my mind of no, like that's too big, like no, you can't do this. But like I think it was Milka that said, with passion and teamwork, you can achieve anything. And this is what this is all about. This is about students researching issues that matter to them. I didn't tell any one of these young people what to research. I wanted it to come from them. I wanted it to be grounded in what do they want to see change in their communities. And so one of my biggest barriers is involvement. And so I just want to say that to everyone, because I hope that you will get involved in the community-based education movement. These people have taken a chance on something that is new, a new idea that they believed in and wanted to see Ethiopian students engage in. But if I don't have people like this, and then they don't have youth like this, it won't happen. And so this is my call to action, and I'm moving a little early, but I just wanted to say, because of the question, that is my main barrier, is involvement. And so I do ask for you all to consider being involved. Okay.
Thank you. And the next question. And the next question is, what advice do you have for the students, educators, and community partners who want to collaborate this project from start?
Okay, I'm sure things are being recorded, and this recorded ones will go to different people. So my call to everybody, CBE again is, I want to say it again, it's a new curriculum which really fits our society, the Ethiopian society plus the African. So let's all hold each other, support this movement from step one, starting from step one. Let's hold each other's hands. Let's encourage the students, because one of the things which I saw through the students is, when potential and opportunities meet, there's a huge transformation. That's what I started to see through this project. So let's make sure the CBE movement continues as it started so gracefully now. And my call to all the educators, teachers who are here, and especially the Addis Ababa Education Bureau, my call goes strongly to you. Please make sure your office discusses this theme very seriously and embrace CBE movement to make sure it goes to the generations. It's a big opportunity for government schools which are under your leadership, and as a country, it's a gift. So my call first goes to this bureau, and the parents, fathers, mothers, guardians, please make sure you understand what CBE movement is about, and hold that thing, this gift so tight, so that we will build the country, this education system so tight. As we all know, education is a gateway for development. If you want development, then let's focus on this. This is my call. Thank you.
Again, I just needed to say thank you. When I see the people around me and also my friends, they use media for only entertainment, but my advice for educator, community partners, and also students is to see a media as a bridge, not a barrier. We should use a global media to connect with the world, to learn a lot of things, and also to sharing educational videos instead of only sharing entertainment videos. So for students, my advice is use your voice and creativity to share a positive content. For community partners, my advice is support young people to with opportunity to expressing themselves and also to learning a lot of things. So my advice for educator is guide students to use a digital platform wisely. So when we all working together, media can become a strongest tool to transform education and also inspire innovation and build a generation that can learn beyond the classrooms.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Haki. The main thing I want to share is that all of us have our potential to work on which we really focus. And to be successful, we have to work on the better thing we should work. Why I say that because I see and I meet people who are potential to make authorities, rules, and to have and influence people's working on their energies and their power. You know, when you are a governmental worker, you know how to influence people just by having some rules. So I really think and believe that open-mindedness is the main thing to work really better and to make a good future. Why I say this because I was looking for people who are happily working with this project, and as I said earlier, why I'm so interested on working in CVE movement is because I was really looking for people who are initiative, have energies, and love to work and to change, not looking just at physical and our ages, because some people like, oh really, is that your idea? Are you making it really? Just like, they become, you know, they just give some compliments, but they are not there. So that's the main problem we are facing as a student and as a person who was working on research. So I really want to encourage students to really focus on their thing, because one day they will find some potential organization or some potential partner who can help and work, because I'm today so happy because I am coordinating with universities, my school, and also international organizations like civil movement and World Vision. How I maintain this whole thing together is because I was really focused on my purpose, and I was believing that one day somebody will believe on this thing, one day somebody will bring his power to work on it. So this is one of the amazing things I experienced, so I believe everybody to really believe on your mindset. And for governmental people and the people who are aware and knowledgeable people, I really recommend to look on students who have ideas, because those ideas are priceless, really priceless, because if you have idea and implement some work, it's worthless. So, you know, sometimes we really have to focus and give time for students who are working in initiative by yourself to bring some things up. So this is my advice. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much again. And my advice for students and for the parents is that students should learn based on their talent and interest. Yes. Actually, most of the things can be done politically. So, students should do practical things. Learning and practicing is the main focus. So, as you see here on the screen, the logo or the theme of CBA movement is raising child and village together. So, to raise child and village together, we need better village, better environment, better aspects in our environment. That's expected from all of us, particularly parents and the entire community, to make actionable such community-based movement. Of course, teacher-student community network is very critical for doing such work. So, as an educator, I call upon those communities and the parents to exclusively follow up their students' work in order to turn their theoretical points to practice and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so my advice, I am going to break it down in three: for the students, for the teachers, which is the educators, and for the community partners and parents. So for the students, be curious. Don't be afraid to speak up, because you can see a problem and you can also find a solution that we adults cannot see. And also remember that you guys are advocating not for advocating for your own dignity. Okay? For the educators, just be a facilitator for them. Just give them the platform to work on, the setback, and just see the amazing work that they are going to come up. So trust the process. And for the parents and the partners, please be patient, be present, because these guys, the students, they are learning. And the learning is also one of the process that they have to do. It's not just the product. So as much as the product, the learning is the process. So please be patient and present for the young minds, so they can come up with amazing results like today. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I start, do I have permission from everybody in this room to stand up? For me to stand up? Because I want everyone to see me and me getting my point. Okay, thank you very much. To start off, before answering this question, I would like to integrate it with Pan-Africanism. And this is very Pan-Africanism. So to start off, guys, be honest with me. Is there anybody in this committee, everybody in this room, that knows about the topic or concept Ubuntu? Please raise your hand if you know about it. Thank you very much. So to start off with the definition of Ubuntu. Ubuntu basically highlights the understanding of coexistence. Ubuntu means I am here because you are. Teachers cannot be teachers if they don't have students. Students cannot be students if they don't have teachers. I'm here because you're here. Dr. Ife is here because all of us are present in this room and making a point. I'm here because Dr. Ife invited me. That's what Ubuntu means. So to answer your questions, advice I have for students, therefore even though I am a student, for students, have an open mind, have genuine dedication. You're here because you have something in you. You're here because everyone recognizes your talent. You're here because you are gifted. Every single student, no matter if you're in this committee or not, you are good at something. You have something in you that cannot be fabricated by anybody else. Show genuine dedication. Your voice matters, because when you stand up and talk about something that you like, there is no force powerful enough to stop you. You're here because we're here, and we're here because you are. For education and for educators, create a supportive environment that encourages exploration and initiative. So I'm very understanding that times and technological devices keep evolving over time. So the way I learned and the way that my mom learned, it's completely different. So for educators, I don't want you to be stuck with how you learned. I want you to move on with time. I want you to evolve, because everything changes at some point. So please be understanding of other students' concerns. Just because you learned in a classroom with your exercise books and copying down notes does not mean that's the way it should be now. Moving on, for community partners, view collaboration as mutual learning opportunities. So basically, to summarize this, I'm pretty sure everybody heard of this quote once. You know when people say you have 2 ears and 1 mouth? Completely, like, it's self-explanatory. You have 2 ears in order for you to listen. You have 1 mouth in order for you to listen first and then speak. You don't learn because you're higher up. You don't learn because you're a teacher. You learn from students and students learn from you. Also the concept of Ubuntu. So listen, and learning from your students, learning from younger people is not weakness. It is you evolving with time and understanding that there are different perspectives of life. So while students gain insight from your expertise, your engagement with them can bring new energy and innovative thinking. The generation now has the power to solve things that weren't solved before, and vice versa. So that is my advice for every single person in this committee, as well as educators, students, and teachers. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Fatima is giving a prime example of what it looks like. All of these panelists are giving a prime example of what it looks like when youth are supported, when people believe in you, when people see you. You know, I wish I could talk for the next few hours, because I would, about these young people. Everyone on this panel has been, the young people on their own have taken initiative to be able to make sure that they build a relationship with me, to make sure that they are doing the project correctly. And so this is excellence in ways that, as Professor Admasu said, this will impact generations to come. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for that. So we have one last question, and then we're going to move on to the next segment. We will not have time for Q&A. I apologize, but we're almost at 5 o'clock already. I do ask, if you can, please stay to see everyone receive their recognition before we all leave. So my final question is the same final question I had for the previous panel. How can community-based education projects like this prepare students to be global citizens? And why should schools focus on community-based education projects like this? And I'm going to ask if you could please limit it to 2 minutes. Please, thank you.
Oh wow, it's me again. Hi guys. So you're not sick of me, eh? I will keep this very short, and I will keep this summarized, because I don't want to bore you guys either. So the question is, how can projects like these prepare students to be global citizens? Okay, projects such as the CBE Community Advocacy Project are powerful tools for cultivating global citizenship. This comes from someone that is very involved with public relations, someone very involved with model United Nations and everything public speaking related. They encourage students to move beyond theoretical understanding and engage directly with real-world challenges. As Dr. Ife has mentioned before, she did not give us research topics. Every single student, every single organization, every single school that is sitting in this committee came up with everything by themselves, did the research by themselves, and collected evidence and information by themselves. I'm proud of every single person in this committee, not only my team, but every single one of you guys for doing your job, because I know how hard it was. I appreciate all of you guys. So this kind of experiential learning builds empathy and responsibility. Empathy for you to realize what is actually going on with the world. Empathy for you to realize that they are real world problems, even if it doesn't affect you. I have a team member that is a male. He has nothing to do with the menstruation, but he is here because he recognizes the problem. He's here because he wants to help. He's here because every single one of us, indirectly, are related to every single topic and every single issue in this world right now. So, to summarize this, schools should prioritize projects like this because they develop well-rounded individuals who not only excel academically but also possess compassion. Not every single student is academically gifted, but others are good at sports, others are good at extracurriculars. So every single person in this room has their own sauce to them. So yeah, that is basically my point. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Alright, so before answering the question, the team members will be distributing some papers and the banners and posters that they have been working on the hashtag that on the Instagram page. So I'm really lucky to work in the Bowie International Academy because our school really believes that our students are first Ethiopians, then Africans, and a global citizen. So as a school, we are working to make them put these three priorities. So the project like the CVE, it's a training to make the students a global citizen. So I need for all the educators to shift our mind to just the shift of the students from learning about the world to engaging with the world. So this project really makes them to engage the world. That makes them a global citizen too. And also the topic that we are working, it's a human rights issue. So I think one of the things that to be a global citizen is having an awareness about the global issue. The other point is that as we are unlocking the students' potential to be a leader, to be a change makers, and they have been working with us, the educators, they've been working outside of the school with the partners, with other institutions, government schools, they've been finding donors. So these students are working as a professional, they're also working with their age mates, they were also working with us, the educators. So I think it really prepared them to be a global citizen. So I thank you, Dr. Ife, for bringing this project to us, to our school. So I will move on to the professor.
Thank you very much again. And of course, there are different global challenges that we are facing in this world or in this globe. For instance, climate change, as we have seen here, plastic pollution, and there are so many things that are global challenges or global problems. So for those global challenges, we need global minds, children that focus on solving such challenges. So we should work on generation, particularly focusing on children, students at lower level, who are the responsible persons or bodies of the next generation. That's what we need. So, as I've told you so far, global challenges need global citizens. So, students can shape the future of the globe. That's it. So, thank you very much.
To talk about that this CPE movement is good for students and to work global students, I shouldn't quote any words because I'm the right example for it. Why I say that because I told you earlier I was lonely, feeling that I'm not gonna be able to do this because I have those dreams, but I may do it when I'm having a lot of money or doing some jobs after I graduate, blah blah blah, like, you know. But after I met them, they make a good connection to talk with universities, and here I am talking and having a big coach and mentor working how to implement this project, and also to work with international governmental institutions as also. So I really recommend students to work with this project, even if it's which one is FOPAD, and work with them, or applying and making a new one. I really recommend. And as an idea to talk a bit about my concept is this problem which I'm thinking when I was to tell you that which was in my research is that it was how to reduce a microplastic pollution. And people began to say, wait, you're talking about microplastic pollution, we don't even know what's microplastic. That was the biggest question made about because it is not generally aware by people and initiatives. They just they don't give a concern about what's that thing, what's really making a change, what's the problem we are facing on the future time. So I really recommend every generation, every student, even I recommend for my siblings to work with me, to act with me, because having this a wide view on projects and global students will help you to do and to mitigate a global problems to make a beneficial and good livelihood for next moment, which is the future. Thank you.
Again, thank you for this question. Project like this preparing students to become a global citizen because
because they teach us to use a global media in positive ways, just like for learning, understanding, and also creating a positive changes. So through social media, we connect with the world from different countries, just like me and also Dr. Ife connecting with by using WhatsApp or different social medias. So and also sharing ideas and respecting difference. So that's what global citizen means. A school, like I have some requests for a school and government. My suggestion for government and school is they should support projects like this because innovation without investment is stuck. It just stuck on paper. So when we think about one innovation, we just have to invest on it. So every people, including the government and every community, they have to spending their time for projects like this because this project have a high scope. And also from my own work project transforming global media culture for educational impact, I learned that one idea shared through media can inspire many. So projects like this prepare young people to think globally and act locally for a better world. And I think this question is the last question. I would like to take a moment to say thank you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for my Almighty God, Jesus, for giving me strength, wisdom, and courage throughout this journey. Without His guidance, none of this would be possible. I also want to express my heartfelt thanks for all team members and Dr. Ife for their encouragement and support. You've been a part of every step of this research. To my family, your prayer, your love, and support have been my backbone. You always believe in me, even when the things were be difficult. And also thank you for my bottom of my heart. And a very special thank you for our leader, Alam Zahai, as we love to call her mommy. She is not just like a leader, she's more than a mother for us. Even she check us like we do our homework, so she's greater than the leader. Finally, this research is not only my work, but our shared dreams, guided by faith, teamwork, and also love for our country. Thank you for all for listening to me. I hope I will see our research in real world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Milka, for the beautiful words. The question is about how do we raise global citizens? First of all, what does global citizen mean? As much as I understand it, a global citizen, as my colleague, my brother explained it, Professor Atmasu, a person who knows about things in what's going on in the world. That person should have an awareness, and also a person who tries to find a solution for problems which rise around him or around her. So a global citizen is a one who, I could put it this way, who is concerned, who has a concern to grow, who has a concern and a burden about his community and at large about his or her country. This is how I understand it, and this is how I would love to put it. So how can you bring a CBE movement with the global citizen? I've said that earlier with the chances I did have to talk. CBE movement, I could say it again, is like a bridge which could bring the school, the education with the community. Education, I did say that earlier, is a gateway for development. And when education flows out from the school compounds into the community, then there we find a change, transformation, innovation, whatever positive things we need for the community and at large for the country. So CBE movement, community-based education movement, is very active in the States, which is founded by Dr. Ife, as we all know. and the one which is active and practical, and I'm sure it has got many profits out of it. I mean, not in money, but many students have used through it. I'm sure it will be so useful here in Ethiopia and Africa. So how can we bring this two together? By working so hard, by thinking about it seriously, and as I stated earlier, by joining hands together. Those of you parents who've got knowledge, put it in the basket which CB is holding. And when everything comes together with clean hand and heart, for sure, there will be a transformation. Working with Dr. Ife had been a wonderful journey for me for the past almost 3 months. And especially like during the night, we had those conversations online. In our time, Ethiopian time, after midnight, everything was going so smooth. And we had a conversation earlier saying it's because two hearts joined together. Two hearts which determined to bring a change, to throw a stone at a time to bring a change, meets somewhere. And that's why there is this, that's why we have today here. Actually, not only me and her, but everybody had participated from different directions. It's because two hearts joined together. Very positively. So let's all be positive. Let's all imagine positive country and continent. Let's use CBE movement as a gift. Let's treasure it. Let's not put it behind us as we have started it so strong, warmly today. Let's continue to hold this fire with us. Wherever we go, at home, with our children, neighbors, educators, the community. So as its name tells us, CBE, community-based education, it is community-based education. So the name directly tells us what to do, encourages us what to do. Let's hold it, so let's cherish it. And I would love to say again, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Dr. Ife, Armor is with you, is privileged to be part of this movement, and I assure you, Armor will continue to be part of your activities, your plans, and I'm sure Armor will contribute at least a little for the development of our country and continent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope that in addition to Armor, that all of the community partners in schools will continue to grow with the community-based education movement. Just know that you all, you young people here, and even those who are just in attendance as guests and supporters, you are a part of something that is the beginning. This is the first time ever that young people, these young people are what has made the community-based education movement global. And so I need you to know that for life, that when you see this in 20 years and it is even more global and people are talking about it in their kitchens and in their households, you can always be proud to know that you were the inaugural group. You started this. You kicked this off in the world. And so it's something to be proud of. And again, I want to thank all of the educators and community partners who collaborated with the young people and saw something in them in order to want to promote them, in order to want to make sure that I was aware of who they were. And so without you, there is no us, just to go back to Ubuntu. Thank you so much to everyone. Please give a round of applause to our moderators and our panelists. Thank you. Everyone, please take your seats. All right, so we still have just a little bit more, but not much more, okay? This is the best part to me because it's recognition, okay, for all of the hard work, the dedication that these young people and their mentors have put into making this possible. okay, for actually making change. This is not just about us all coming together and just having a conversation today. I want you all to walk away knowing that these young people have done something to make the world a better place already. And this is just the beginning. As you heard from them, you heard their voices, you can tell that these are leaders already. They're not even just leaders in the making. These are global leaders now. And so I want you to walk away knowing that you were able to engage today with global leaders. All right. So now I'm going to call up. I'm going to call up the mentor first. Well, just because of time, I'm going to call up the mentor, but also the individuals, the students who collaborate with the mentor. So, Admasu, can you please come up, and Yemima as well? As they're walking up, I'm just going to read one of them. It says, this is a certificate of achievement. This certifies that for Admasu Organo Dabago has successfully demonstrated the understanding and skills necessary to earn the title Certified CBE Movement University Partner. Okay, so please give Admasu a And this one, stay right here, please. Admasu, the professor, stay right here. And then this one is for Yemima, is now a certified CBE movement student ambassador. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. Please give them another round of applause as they speak. Okay. So the next set is from Labawi. Okay. And first, I just have to recognize Professor. This is Carmela Sisse. This is a certificate where she is now officially a certified CBE educator, and she has two certificates because not only was she an educator who collaborated with students, she facilitated the project with students. So she is also a certified CBE movement community advocacy project facilitator now. So this is, yes, thank you. And so now I'm just going to ask for all of the Labawi students to please come up and join us. And just for the sake of time, I'm not going to read all of the names, but every student that is coming up, is now officially a certified community-based education ambassador. And so I am so proud of all of the work that these young people have engaged in. I'm going to take a brief picture very quickly. Thank you so much. All right, and last and certainly not least, and I just want to say, just to give a little background, so with Professor, actually all three of the mentors I met when I came to Ethiopia in February, and I spoke about community-based education, and they were immediately invested and wanted to participate. And so Professor Hermela invited me. I actually went to Labawi International Academy and was able to engage with these young people who wowed me from the beginning. With Professor Admasu, he was connected with Yemima and introduced her to me and said, there's this amazing young researcher who you must know who was doing CBE work already. And then she took the work, they collaborated so that the work could go to the next level. And so I just want to say for this last group, this is Armor, and this is my sister, Alem, as she said, two hearts connected, and I have a connection with all of the hearts in here. And so for, this is the community partner, okay? So I'm gonna ask Alem if you can please come up. And so Alem also, I'll wait till you come, but I'm going to actually start reading. So it's, I just got reawakened just from that. That's community. And when you all share, like, the community is undeniable. So this first one this is another 2 certificates. The first one is a certified CBE movement partner for her organization, the Armor organization. And then also, not only was she a community partner who collaborated with the students, Alem was also a facilitator. So she also is now officially a certified CBE movement community advocacy project facilitator. And so thank you so much. And so now I'm going to ask for all of the students who collaborated with Armor to please come up. And I hope that you notice that sometimes it's the school that takes the, everybody, please, if you work with mommy, please come up, okay? So I just want to say that this project was initially, the vision was for it to live in schools because I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, K-12, actually K to grad school. And for me, I want to transform education. But over time, I learned that it doesn't only have to be the school or the educator that introduces this project to students. It can also be community partners who introduce this project. It can be university partners. It can be businesses. Anyone can do this project with students, and still it's going to elevate their academics, it's going to elevate their 21st century skills, as well as their third millennium skills. And so that is the other trifecta, okay? Is the academic skills and the skills that really matter in the world, the soft skills and the technical skills. So, just for the sake of time, just hold one for the picture, but every single person's name is on one, just for the sake of time, so that we can take a picture. Just don't zoom in on the names. Thank you. Okay, yes, and the Armor family is also up here as well. And I just want to also say, so for Armor, for specifically my sister Alem, this is a representation of 4 schools that collaborated together. And it wasn't that one school, you saw 4 posters, but it wasn't that one school did each poster. These students from 4 different schools collaborated together to do different posters. So one poster could be a representation of 4 different schools. So I just want to just speak to the work that she specifically did to not just, she could have just had one school, but she was able to work hard and advocate. She advocated for community-based education truly. And so I just want to really highlight that as well. And also plant seeds in your mind for anyone who is still here about how this is something that you can do, okay? So let's just go ahead and give them a round of applause and we'll take a picture. Thank you. Siganalo to everyone. All right, so we're almost. We are almost at the end of the presentation. Oh, and I just realized I just saw them over here. But I just want to say that every participant, the students, the community partners, the educators, well, all the way from New York City, y'all. All of you will receive a community-based education shirt. I hope that you wear it with pride. I hope that you take a picture in it and send it to me. But I wanted to bring you, this is the only swag I could really travel with, but I wanted to give you something in addition to your certificates and in addition to your flyers. I wanted to make sure that you all have something to remember community-based education by, in addition to just all of your advocacy work, okay? So I just have something very important that I would like to share. So, as I stated, the community-based education movement, can everybody turn the mic on? Did you want to say something?
Yes. 1, 2, thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. I love the teamwork, always. the community is always communing. Hold on, I just want to find, there's a video. So as I'm multitasking, yep. Okay. So the community-based education is still a very new global initiative. However, as you can see, the momentum is here. And so one of the ultimate visions of the community-based education movement is to create community-based education centers. And so these are schools that allow students to be able to focus on community-based education. As I said, my vision and goal and focus is to transform education globally. I've been an educator for a long time, and I've seen the problems with education and how it is holding back youth from being able to truly optimize their potential. And so my vision is to create community-based education centers in order to help to really focus on what matters while still developing students' academic skills. Okay, so I'm going to briefly show a video to help you to have the vision of the CBE centers, and also I've asked some young people to pass out some flyers, so those flyers will be passed out. Yes, you can, okay, good, so you may already be getting them. So I'm going to play the video, and this will help you. I want you to, this is a vision of what the community-based education centers, hold on, I'm trying to pause it, of what, this is my vision of the community-based education centers. Okay, so I hope that you really listen. I'm going to put this microphone onto the speaker so that you can get the vision and then also help us to make this vision a reality. All right? This is a very quick video.
Learning begins not in the classroom. A new dawn is rising across Africa, where learning begins not in the classroom, but in the community. Community-based education centers will redefine what education means, where academic excellence meets advocacy, indigenous knowledge, sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Here, students learn to connect tradition with technology, to research, innovate, and advocate for their communities. They develop 21st century and third millennium skills, preparing to lead Africa and the world toward a sustainable future. Through cross-sector partnerships and a shared vision, we are building schools that grow from the ground up, rooted in sustainability and powered by collective purpose. Join us as we raise the child and the village together. Please visit thecbemovement.com for more information. The future of education is here, and it begins with community.
So hopefully you were able to, I know the volume may not have been the best, but just as a quick summary, the focus of the community-based education centers will be focused on combining community-based education. I'm just going to ask if everyone can please be quiet so that everyone can hear the teacher in me. Thank you. It's to combine community-based education, third millennium skills development, as well as innovation, AI development. So as you hear and as you see the flyer coming around, you'll see that there is a need for students, of course, always, first and foremost, educators, community partners, national ministries, because we need, for example, the ministers of education to really get behind initiatives like this so that we can expand throughout and build new schools. I would love for Africa to be where the community-based education centers begin. We also need philanthropists. So you'll see AI experts, and I've met a few AI experts already. Grant writers, because of course, we can't really do much without the money, and also land developers, so those who can help us to develop land and resurrect schools. So they will focus on third millennium skills, community-based education, indigenous knowledge, because we have to always stand calm. We have to go back and fetch. We have to make sure that we learn from our elders and learn from those who came before us. As well as entrepreneurship is a key focus because, as we heard earlier, like Africa is ripe for development. And so a part of that development is you having an entrepreneur mind now and building your own businesses. We heard from Helen, who is already working, and her team is working to develop a product that can go to market. It will be a finished product at the highest level of the value chain. And so we want to be able to elevate youth to continue to be, to not just advocate, but to also consider being entrepreneurs in order to help to change the world. And then last but not least is, again, the AI piece. And because that's the reality of the world we live in now, I'm just going to ask if everyone can please be quiet unless it's an emergency. Thank you. So I am just asking for you all to please join the CBE movement. If you haven't, you will see in the back on the table, there are a few different QR codes. These are QR codes for our website, for our YouTube channel, Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and also if you would like to donate. Under the umbrella of the community-based education movement is the for-profit consulting business, CBE Consulting, and we also have the nonprofit, the Global Academy for Community-Based Education. And so this event is being hosted by the Global Academy of Community-Based Education, and I just want to thank our sponsors, Ann Teller Esquire and the Akushe Collective. And again, I just want to thank you all for participating. Everyone should have received one of these little feedback cards. Please take a moment to just answer these 3 questions. If anybody around you has a pen, please share with others, and we will collect them or you can put them on the back table. So that concludes the CBE Forum. Thank you so much. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. I'm going to ask again, please give a loud, I need a real round of applause for these young people who are doing this amazing work. Please join me. Thank you all, and I look forward to raising a child in the village together. Take care and safe travels.